organizers. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be covering the role of technology as far as the smart cities and the safe cities are concerned, how the technology can help, or what's the role which technology can play in transforming a city from a base city to a smart city. So if you see the vision, just to touch point few points, what should smart city is developing a city which is not yet developed or which is underdeveloped. That's one. And it should be in par with the latest terms of a new city, where you say, a city is managing on its own. It's an automated machine which is managing a city, taking decision, doing analytics, then connecting everything to everything until or unless you have, each engine talking to other engine, and you have something, which can collect data and do some type of enforcement as far as the decisions are concerned. You won't be able to get the things which you want to do as far as the smart thing is concerned. So smartness is what? Smartness where, people can take decisions on its own without having manual interventions, or until unless you make things automated and things start doing and taking decision, enforcing decision on the basis of some analytics, you won't be able to get that smartness into anything, whether it's cities, whether it's hospitals, whether it's power grid, whether it's waste management, anything you think of. Until unless there are analytics and there are some real-time enforcement, there won't be that smartness thing which which is the zincs of what we are presenting today. Third is digital infrastructure for the citizens, where which is a part of e-governance, where citizens are connected to other citizens, to government, to other functionality like power grid, using a digital infrastructure. Third is governance, and fourth is governance and services on demand, where someone comes to you and they ask for I want to have some type of facilities or some type of services from government or from other department. Another is digital empowerment of citizens, where in the morning Tarun sir was also suggesting that there should not be partial facilities given to few set of people. It should be linear across the citizens. Every citizen should get the same type of services or benefit of smart cities or digital India. To achieve this, in perspective of technology or to enforce a decision, what is important is real-time collection of data. What is performance of my smart grid today? How the waste is getting circulated? How the energy is being distributed, how the traffic is being flowing. We can collect real-time data, do analysis, and then enforce decisions. That's what will bring a jinx to the city performance. So if there are you think of a policeman who is standing on a traffic light, he's managing the traffic on its own. Now think of a machine which can think of how many vehicles are passing through that junction at a point of time, how many vehicles are coming from across direction, and open few lanes for more traffic, which is traffic which is flowing towards so that the traffic get unblocked at that junction at a particular time. That can only be done if you have collection of real time of data from different type of devices. It can be a sensor, it can be a traffic management system, it can be any device. And it should be available at all time, all the time, like 24/7 it should be available. Like in the night, you'll find that a traffic which is going towards the airport is more, whereas the coming towards, the traffic which is going towards city is less, because the flights take off more in the night towards international destinations. So those can be done. Also, what we need to take care of is, whatever infrastructure we build today should not be able to cater for requirement of today's, but it should also be able to cater for requirement which is of tomorrow and many years to come. Because this is a lot of investment which will go into making a city smart. So until unless you have value of your investment, that won't bring value to any government as such. So there should be three things which we need to keep in mind. One is scalability. Another is whatever we build, it should be open. Open means once you build an infrastructure today, it should be able to integrate with any infrastructure of tomorrow. Third is, if any new technologies come, it should be adaptive to that. So if we take care of all these three things and make a planned network infrastructure, then we'll be able to roll out any type of applications. So if you think, if you take network infrastructure into consideration, there are three major parameters. One is devices, second is network, which will connect the devices, and third is a place, a central place, which we call data center in technology term, which will collect all the data, do analytics, enforce decisions, and there will be many type of analytics which will go at the central place on the basis of real-time data collection, which will be using the devices which are placed in the field, like sensors, like ruggedized devices, like heating and cooling units, like navigation units. If you have heard of a concept called Google Cars, where it's a driverless car. So that car drives on its own using sensors. So there are sensors which are there on the road, there are sensors which are on the car. The car take inputs from the sensors on the road and drives on its own. It takes tons, wherever there are sensors, and give inputs to the cloud, and there is a satellite feed which comes to the car saying that take a right turn or left turn, or stop at a point of time. So that can be done using sensors. But that sensors need to send information to some central application which can take decisions basis of whatever inputs is coming from that car. So that so there are three pillars: devices, sensors. Second is network infrastructure, which is in there in between, which collect data from sensors and send it back to the data center where application is residing, doing analytics and enforcing decisions. So there are many other examples. Other is if in our opinion, or if you see, a smart city is one which not only smart on its own, but under its umbrella there are many gram panchayats under smart cities. So that gram panchayat should also be able to take some type of benefits from whatever infrastructure is developed at the city level. So for an example, you can have some type of kiosk at gram panchayat, where you can have connectivity to the smart city, and you can have feeds where you get many help as far as the healthcare is concerned, education is concerned, information circulation to the farmers are concerned. Those all services can be run using the infrastructure which we develop as a part of smart city initiative. So what are the challenges, as far as the infrastructure or the baseline for the smart city is concerned? There are four actually. One is optimization of the network, which means whatever we do, it should be good enough to cater to our requirement today, and it should be scalable enough to cater for requirement of tomorrow's. Second is increase of satisfaction as far as the government-to-government interaction is concerned, or government-to-citizen is concerned. Third is the security, which is very vital as far as the network infrastructure is concerned, so that whatever data we are accumulating at the central level should not be hacked or should not be used by wrong people. Fourth is it should be adaptive to the latest technology, which means whatever infrastructure we build today should be good enough to adapt whatever is coming in the years to come. And this can all be done using an integrated scalable solution, which is a carrier gate. Once we say carrier gate means it's very much reliable. Whatever happens, the network will heal automatically on its own and will keep giving services to the end customer, which in our case can be departments or citizens of India. Another point I want to make over here is whatever infrastructure we build in a city should be adaptive to integrate or to gel up with the statewide infrastructure or the pan-India infrastructure. It should not be like if I'm making Allahabad, for an example, a smart city, that smart city network is in silo. It doesn't get integrated to any other network. It should be like that, the Allahabad network, whenever required, should integrate to the UP state, smart state network, and smart India network, and maybe smart world network. So it should be open, it should be integratable with any type of network infrastructure, so that the investment is protected and we can get the maximum benefit out of it. So if you see, what our service providers are also doing today, they are manually fragmenting the networks, even in case of government. What we are doing is, we are making parallel networks to give different type of services. If you have heard of SWAN and they're parallel networks. So what we need to do is we have to remove those barriers so that these networks can gel with each other. We can take benefit of all the networks, and there should be a single layer of base infrastructure where all the applications can run. It should not be that we are running ITM, intelligent traffic management application on different network, and say, CCTNS application, type of CCTNS application on different network. So it should be a base network where all the applications can run on a single network so that there is no parallel investment going and there is no public money which is getting wasted. The way we, how we can achieve a single network is packet-based network, or in a simpler form, it's an IP-based network. IP-based network is one which can give you more efficiency, it gives you elasticity, and it's easy to program. Where you can nowadays have a, if you have heard of devices which are OEM manufactured, now they have provision where OEM open them to be customized by the end customer as per their requirement. Means you buy an equipment from an OEM, but you can do some type of programming in the equipment so that that equipment work as per your desire. So that's very much possible. So whatever we do, that openness should be there in the any type of network infrastructure or ICT, what we call. Second point is, whatever we make, there should be some type of orchestration or umbrella layer which can manage the network, which can detect the topology of the network, take decision on its own. It should not be it's in silo. Like a city network is managed using some other device, and another city network is managed by some other device. So that will make management more complicated. There should be a simple orchestration layer or a simple management layer which can sit in mid, take intelligent decisions on the basis of whatever network we have built, can do scheduling. If there is some, VIP dignitaries which want to convey message to all the gram panchayats in a city or, in a district, or, a CM want to broadcast some type of message all across the districts. So at that time, the network should be automatically adaptive to book some type of resources for those type of messages to be conveyed. And once the message has been conveyed, that resources should get free to be used by, regular services. So those things can be done today and should be taken care once we build that type of network. It should be a convergence approach. The diagram over here suggests that there is a oval thing in between, which is a network. Topology has been, we can detect the topology of the complete IT network infrastructure. We can analyze, we can optimize, and we can take many decisions, on the basis of intelligent data which has been connected from the network itself. It's to make it more simplified, I put an example of Google Maps, where you say, I want to go from, say, Surat to Ahmedabad. Surat won most of the awards today, so, I'll take example of Surat. So Surat to Ahmedabad, if you tell Google that you want to do, a path competition over there, what Google do is, Google find out all the paths which are available from Surat to Ahmedabad, based on how many hops or junctions are available, what type of traffic congestion is there. It will collect all the data and will give you the best path where you can reach in the shortest path. Similarly, the network infrastructure also can do path computation, where it intelligently collect data, how many hops are there once traffic is going from one place to another place, how many traffic is there in between, and it do path computation, switch over to other path if that path is congested, and give you, a type of best path which is available at that point of time. Another important point is the data center, which is a central location, which is like a heart of any smart city, where all the data will go, analytics will happen, decisions will be enforced from that point. So building a data center, a data center, if you go back to 20, 25 years back, so data centers started from technologies called mainframe. So mainframe was most heard of. Whenever you are building data, mainframe has to be there. Then it migrated from mainframe to client-server model, where server used to take decision, and there used to be client which used to fetch data from the servers. Now we call cloud as a new computer, where cloud take the decisions. So once if you think of cloud few years back, cloud used to be government can't use cloud because it's public, but cloud is used by everyone. We can form our own private cloud. We can form our own hybrid clouds. In case of smart cities, cloud is one of the, the data center will be called cloud because everyone is taking services from that data center. So that data center has to be built in a way that, we can overcome all the challenges. Like, first is mindset, whether I should go for cloud or not. Second is security of the data. It should be designed in a way that we take care of security at all level, device level, perimeter level, server level, communication between server to server, users connecting to the devices should also be secure. How the users are coming from out, that path has to be secure or encrypted. If take the complete data center and enforce security at all the places. It will be a secure data. It will be a, it will be a secure infrastructure. It will be a secure data, and we'll be able to secure our data up to a level. Security is a thing where need to have a proactive approach, where there are people who will keep doing innovation as far as the how to breach the security. So we should be a step ahead and think in a way how we can overcome those type of threats which will keep coming to our network. And third is openness, which means if you make a data center today, it should not be locked to some specific set of people. It should be open, where you can think of, you can adapt any technology, any equipments, any devices in future, and you can get the best of the devices at good price points. So this is just an example. Whatever you build today, it should have a linear or a stepwise approach to go to future technologies of tomorrow. So if you build an IT data center today, it should have common building blocks. Means whatever blocks you are using today to build an IT infrastructure, that should be adaptive to technologies like virtualization. That should be adaptive to technologies like integrated orchestration in future. That should have elasticity, that should have scalability, that there should not be any forklift, if you want to migrate from one technology to another technology. That's a very key point, so that you are not stuck with the investment at, at a later stage of, after a few years or so. Another, just to give a glimpse of where the industry is moving, we used to, I think it's around 15 years back or so, the computer used to come with 10 Mbps of Ethernet port. Now, people are thinking of 100 Gbps of WAN bandwidth at least. So the technology is moving very fast. So we have to adapt, and we have to think of new technologies which are available, so that our technology doesn't get outdated very soon. 3 guiding principles: simple, open, smart. Whatever we buy, whatever we deploy, it should be very simple. It should be deployed in a a very simple way. Management should be easy. It should be open, so that we are not locked in with any specific set of people. Thirdly, it should be smart, where self-healing happens, intelligent correlations happens. We get different type of reports. We can do different analytics. And that can be done using 5 blocks. I won't take much of time on the 5 blocks. These 5 blocks constitute, if you make any IT infrastructure, starting from foundation technologies to the management layer. Foundation technologies are basic layer ones, where optics and all those reside. Management is, where a single management layer can manage the complete network. And if we keep, all these 3 points in mind, then we can have a, a type of infrastructure which can give you agility with very low cost, and it can enhance the experience of the users as well as whatever end customers we have, and it can preserve the security also. So with that, I'll leave this on this slide to think of. Thank you very much.